Hey, belonging in Utah today, Japanese families who come to Utah in the early 1940s were often arriving under intensely stressful circumstances.
Many were fleeing from California, trying to avoid internment camps during World War II. One Buddhist priest sat down with Jamie McGriff to share his family's risky trek to Utah.
This family took action quickly, and that impacted their future generations in a way that may have turned out better than originally planned, but the process of getting to better meant going through the worst first.
The man in this photo didn't plan on being a farmer in Utah. He was a teacher in California. His grandson, Reverend Jerry Hirano, with the Salt Lake Buddhist Temple, explained to me World War II disrupted and shattered the lives of established West Coast Japanese families. They were forced to leave nearly everything behind, only bringing what they could carry, and either report to internment camps or move to a different state further inland.
My dad had no idea. He's from LA. He had no idea what was in Utah. He says, I had a windbreaker.
Hirano's grandfather gathered his family and joined a caravan heading to Utah.
My dad told me one of the trucks was firebombed between LA and here.
When the Hirano family made it to the Beehive State, they faced even more struggles.
And when they got here, no one would rent. So for the first 6 months, the farmer says they could live in his hen house.
What was that experience like for your family?
Well, my dad says it was just a shock because they didn't have very much money coming here. And then they weren't prepared for snow. And then my grandfather was a teacher. He didn't know how to farm.
Reverend Hirano says while in Murray, his grandfather tried it, wasn't good at it, but made do.
When you look at the Japanese community as a whole, it's interesting that most of the Japanese Americans who became LDS were in those areas like Murray, Holiday, which was farming back then, or even anything beyond 45th South was the country.
The Hirano family held on to their Buddhist ties, and the Buddhist community in downtown Salt Lake held on to theirs, with more members joining even today.
I've heard complaints nationally by Japanese Americans about it's not so strong, all these non-Japanese. We said this was the Japanese fortress to protect against the non-Japanese groups. But I tell them that fortress has been breached. So now you have the opportunity to give something back to our community, and that's these teachings.
That aspect of more diversity within the Buddhist faith is happening even in the Salt Lake Buddhist Temple, and it's not something that's erasing the Japanese culture. If anything, it's amplifying it. I'll explain in a future Belonging in Utah segment. Jamie McGriff, KUTV 2 News.